February 12, 2014, 2:17 a.m. Inside the Fremont Casino, a single slot machine flashes an impossible number, $42 million. At first, staff think it's a malfunction. Machines crash every night, but this one doesn't stop spinning. It's still taking bets, still printing tickets, and the jackpot counter never resets. Security calls for maintenance. Minutes later, a technician arrives. He scans his badge, opens the back panel, and starts typing on the diagnostic screen. His name is Ethan Cole. He doesn't react to the number. He's seen it before. For nearly a decade, this man has been exploiting a single flaw buried deep inside the code of one slot machine model. A flaw so small that no engineer, auditor, or regulator ever noticed it. It allowed him to pull cash directly from casino networks again and again without triggering a single alarm. He didn't hack anything. He didn't break the law in the traditional sense. He simply used the machine's own math against itself. By the time the FBI caught on, he'd visited more than 20 casinos across 3 states. The total damage? Almost $2 million. And yet, when investigators confronted him, he said the same line over and over again. I didn't steal the money. The system gave it to me. This is the story of a man who found a jackpot that never ended. A quiet technician who discovered what no gambler ever could, that sometimes the real winning move isn't luck, it's understanding how the game works. Henderson, Nevada, a small apartment block behind a gas station. Inside, 35-year-old Ethan Cole is getting ready for work. It's almost midnight. He works as a slot technician for a casino maintenance contractor. He fixes machines that jam, overheat, or stop printing tickets. His pay is low, his schedule constant, 6 nights a week, 12 to 8. He eats standing up, checks his toolkit, and leaves. At 12:40 a.m., he badges into the Fremont Casino through the employee entrance. Security waves him in. They see him every night. He walks across the floor carrying a small tablet that lists active errors. Row by row, he clears them. Most problems are minor. Paper out, bill acceptor fault, touchscreen lag. Each repair is logged under his ID and automatically time-stamped. He finishes dozens of these every shift. Ethan has done his job for almost 10 years. He rarely talks to players or dealers. He doesn't gamble. His record is clean. The surveillance system has thousands of hours of footage showing him doing exactly the same thing. Scanning badges, pressing reset, moving on. In 2008, one of those resets didn't behave the way it should. A floor attendant reports a payout malfunction at a Progressive Link Master V4.2, a model connected to a shared jackpot network. Ethan opens the service panel and runs a diagnostic test. The display shows $52,684.17. When he initiates the payout simulation, the counter drops to 0, pauses, and then returns to the same number. He runs the test again. Same result. The system log records, payout test successful, without any errors nor alerts. He checks the progressive controller in the back cabinet. Everything reports normal. The shared pool server shows no reset event. From a system standpoint, nothing happened. He prints the test summary, signs it, and clears the ticket. But he copies the serial number of the machine on a piece of paper before leaving. When his shift ends, he reviews the data on his laptop at home. He compares it with earlier test reports from the same model. Everyone behaves the same way. Jackpot counter resets visually, but the central value remains unchanged. Over the next week, he repeats the test on other machines. Different properties, same firmware, identical outcome. He checks the manufacturer's technical manual. In a footnote under progressive synchronization, he finds a line. During service mode, jackpot memory will persist until next validated progressive event. That means when technicians trigger a payout test, the system doesn't actually clear the shared jackpot value. It only hides it locally. Each linked terminal keeps counting upward as if no payout occurred. Ethan verifies it again using his maintenance card. He triggers the sequence, watches the numbers fall, then climb back. He repeats it 5 times. No log anomalies, no audit flags. He collects all results in a new folder named V4.2 tests. Date, property, time, jackpot total. Every file shows the same pattern. He doesn't report the issue. He wants to confirm that it's not isolated. By the end of the month, he's tested machines in 4 casinos. Each one keeps its jackpot value after service resets. He writes one line in his notebook: progressive pool memory persists after test payout. That's where it starts. Not with theft, not with intent. Just a technician finding an error that no one else noticed. 3 weeks after the first test, Ethan begins collecting data systematically. He notes every model number, every firmware version, and the exact value of the jackpot before and after each service reset. All entries match. The jackpot counter drops during the test, then restores itself. He knows what that means. The progressive pool is shared between linked machines, but the reset command issued during service mode only applies locally. The central server continues to hold the full amount. When the technician finishes, the local unit requests synchronization, and the server pushes the same number back. He verifies this by connecting to the maintenance interface of a secondary terminal in the same cluster. After completing a test on one machine, he checks the second. The jackpot total there never moved. Both machines think the payout never happened. Ethan documents everything carefully: screenshots, timestamps, machine IDs, jackpot values. He stores the data on an encrypted drive at home. At this stage, he hasn't taken any money. He's observing. He discusses nothing with coworkers. Most of them don't read service manuals and rarely notice inconsistencies. To them, the system works as intended. To Ethan, it's now clear the system is flawed by design. After 2 months of tests, he understands the sequence completely. The steps are always the same. Number 1, activate service mode. Number 2, trigger internal payout test. Number 3, exit without writing reset flag. Each time, the shared jackpot memory stays unchanged. To the audit server, the event never occurred. He writes a short program on his laptop, a simulation of the progressive logic. He inputs dummy jackpot values and runs the same test conditions. The result mirrors the behavior exactly. The problem is reproducible. He begins wondering what would happen if the machine wasn't in service mode. He tries it once, late at night, on a floor machine after hours. He plays one spin, inserts $20, and wins a small payout. Then he checks the maintenance screen. The jackpot still shows the same total. Nothing flagged. He tests again, this time using his technician account to initiate a payout adjustment. The machine credits an additional amount to his session balance. He cashes out, just under $600. The ticket prints. No alarms. The next day, he reviews the network log. The transaction is listed as a maintenance test payout, without irregularities. He tries again a week later at a different casino, same model, $854. Still no error flag. After 3 months, he confirms the flaw functions identically across every linked machine running version 4.2 firmware. The jackpot variable never resets between test events. Each transaction reuses the same memory allocation, producing what appears to be a legitimate payout. He doesn't exploit it regularly yet. He spaces the tests, stays under $1,000 each time. He uses different casinos, different technician IDs. He avoids triggering attention from accounting. The audit systems check for statistical anomalies, unusually high payouts, repeated jackpots, missing reset events. Ethan's actions fall below every threshold. Each payout looks like part of a diagnostic procedure. He records every result in his folder. By the end of that year, it contains over 100 entries. Total unreported cash-outs, around $15,000. He understands the flaw completely now. No malware, no hacking, no bypass security. Just a software error in the progressive logic, replicated across hundreds of machines. It's the perfect glitch, predictable, undetectable, and in his hands, controllable. Now it's July 2010. 2 years after his first discovery, Ethan's operation has changed. He no longer tests one machine at a time. He rotates through several casinos across Nevada and Arizona. Each property uses the same model of progressive link master version 4.2. Each one behaves the same way. He now understands the system better than most engineers who built it. He knows which casinos update firmware regularly, which still run outdated versions, and which store backup copies on unprotected servers. He keeps a spreadsheet on an encrypted drive listing every location, serial number, and jackpot amount. He calls it Cycle Log 1. Ethan's process is simple. He enters the casino using his contractor badge, performs a standard maintenance check, and runs a 3-step test sequence. The display shows a small jackpot drop. The network restores it seconds later. He prints the payout ticket, pockets it, and clears the entry. He never takes large sums, always under $1,000, always logged as diagnostic payout. Each week he visits 2 or 3 sites, never the same one twice. He stores the cash in a safe at home and deposits small amounts into different accounts. He isn't hiding from security. He knows their systems. Casino surveillance reviews customer behavior, not employees. Maintenance events are routine. The servers trust internal credentials. In practice, nobody watches him. Over time, he refines the process. He identifies which machines have the slowest network latency. Those take longer to sync and are less likely to trigger timestamp conflicts. He avoids weekends, holidays, and major events when additional audits run. Every action is planned. By 2012, he's earned nearly $200,000 without a single maintenance flag. He keeps working his shifts as if nothing has happened. He repairs machines, files reports, stays invisible. He lives modestly. The cash mostly sits untouched. To anyone looking at his life, nothing has changed. But inside the casino network, patterns are beginning to appear. Across several properties, auditors start noticing repeated jackpot totals in different locations. The numbers are identical down to the cent. That shouldn't be possible. Each casino's progressive pool is independent. The chance of 2 matching jackpots is effectively 0. An internal report calls it phantom payout drift, a statistical anomaly. They suspect corrupted log replication or a firmware bug. No one suspects a person. Still, the manufacturer launches a quiet inquiry. They push updates to new machines but leave older ones running untouched. Updating every terminal would mean downtime, refunds, and licensing costs. It's easier to monitor. In 2013, a compliance officer named Daniel Hughes joins the company's data team. He's assigned to review jackpot irregularities. He notices something others missed. The same technician ID appears before every unlogged payout. The ID belongs to an external contractor, E. Cole. He runs a cross-property report. The data aligns. Dozens of jackpots showing identical drift patterns, each serviced by the same technician. All small amounts, all within accepted variance, but the timing is too consistent. Hughes contacts Nevada Gaming Control. They request historical footage from casinos where the payouts occurred. In each video, they see the same person, same height, same uniform, same movements, head down, running diagnostics. Always near the machines minutes before the counter anomaly. Ethan doesn't know any of this. He continues working, rotating through sites, collecting quiet payouts. He doesn't see the investigators matching logs to footage. He doesn't see the compliance reports stacking on Hughes's desk. By the end of 2013, they have enough data to confirm it isn't coincidence. The payout reports only occur when Ethan's ID is logged in. He's the only common variable. In January 2014, Gaming Control contacts the FBI's Cyber Division in Las Vegas. They open a joint investigation. Surveillance starts immediately. Ethan keeps showing up for work, unaware that every repair, every entry, every payout is now being recorded twice, once by the casino, once by federal agents. He's been invisible for 6 years, and that's about to end. January 2014, Henderson, Nevada, 6:15 a.m. Ethan Cole finishes a long night shift at the Fremont and drives home on an empty highway. He doesn't notice the black sedan parked near the exit. Inside are 2 agents from the Nevada Gaming Control Board. They've been watching him for 3 weeks. For months, investigators traced every jackpot drift back to the same technician ID, his. They compared footage, timestamps, and machine diagnostics across 6 casinos. The numbers match perfectly. Every anomaly happens minutes after Ethan's maintenance badge is scanned. At first, They suspected internal error or stolen credentials, but the footage is clear. He's alone every time. Same gloves, same tablet, same slow routine. He doesn't appear nervous. He never looks at the cameras. He just works. In early February, Gaming Control coordinates with the FBI's Cybercrimes Division. They prepare a controlled operation. The goal isn't confrontation, it's observation. They want to see how he does it. The plan is simple. Let him run one more test. Watch everything. Then close in. February 12, 2014. Ethan is assigned to service machines at the Golden Oasis Casino in Henderson, a small property, mostly locals, open 24 hours. He arrives at 12:42 a.m., signs in with his badge, and receives a repair list. Third item, machine ID 4B-1027, jackpot display freeze. It's the same model, Progressive Linkmaster V4.2. He sets his tool bag beside the cabinet and opens the service menu. The camera above records every move. Behind the security monitors, 2 agents watch silently. He runs the diagnostic sequence. The counter drops to 0, pauses, then restores. He prints the service ticket. Total payout amount shows $867.24. He pockets it, signs off, and walks away. To the casino system, it's a completed maintenance test. To investigators, it's the final piece of evidence. They wait until his shift ends. When he leaves through the employee door, 2 men step forward. Plain clothes, badges visible. Ethan Cole? Yes? We need you to come with us. No cuffs, no raised voices. He nods once, then follows them quietly. Inside the gaming control office, they lay out printed logs across the table. Dates, machine IDs, jackpot values. Each highlighted line corresponds to one of his test sequences. Ethan doesn't deny it. He stares at the pages for a long time, then asks for water. The lead investigator, Daniel Hughes, explains what they found. Repeated payout anomalies, identical jackpot totals across different casinos, maintenance logs matching his credentials. Ethan listens. Then he says calmly, "I didn't break anything. The machine paid what it thought it owed." He explains the flaw, a persistence bug in the progressive memory variable. He never altered code, never bypassed security. He used maintenance functions exactly as they were written. The system failed to clear its own jackpot. The agents record everything. They verify his explanation with software engineers. It checks out. He's right. The bug is real. But intent still matters. And over 6 years, he withdrew more than $1.8 million through unlogged diagnostic payouts. That makes it fraud. Agents search his apartment that afternoon. They find a safe under the bed containing $480,000 in cash organized by casino, each bundle labeled with date and machine ID. Next to it, a hard drive full of service logs, manuals, and screenshots. Every file is meticulously cataloged. There's no sign of gambling, no extravagant purchases. His account balances are low. He didn't spend the money. He kept it. For weeks, prosecutors debate how to charge him. There's no law for exploiting memory persistence. He didn't hack, alter, or duplicate software. He used access granted to him by the casinos themselves. Still, the state pushes for a computer fraud conviction. In April 2014, Ethan accepted a plea agreement. 18 months in federal custody, 2 years probation. He's banned from working in gaming or software industries within the United States. The manufacturer quietly releases an emergency patch across all active V4.2 machines. The update clears jackpot memory after every maintenance test. Casinos install it overnight without public notice. Within a week, the anomaly disappears. No one outside the industry ever hears the story. Ethan is released in 2016. He doesn't return to Nevada. He moves to Europe under a different employment visa and begins consulting for a gaming security firm in Prague. He reviews slot firmware for vulnerabilities, the same kind of work he used to exploit. When asked later about his actions, he gives a short answer. "I didn't want to win. I wanted to see if anyone would notice." The interviewer asks if he feels guilty. He doesn't respond. He folds his hands and looks at the table. Today, the Progressive Linkmaster V4.2 no longer exists. The replacement models reset jackpot data immediately after each event. Each transaction is verified, mirrored, and stored off-site. The system now works exactly as intended. But in archived maintenance databases, engineers can still find traces, payout entries without corresponding resets, all tied to the same ID, EC117, Ethan Cole's badge number. For 6 years, one technician extracted millions from the most secure casinos in the world. No viruses, backdoors, or counterfeit chips, just an error that no one corrected. And for those 6 years, the jackpot never ended.